can bring them the sun, the stars, the moon, do everything for them, be the perfect woman, the perfect human, and baby, you're still not gonna get chosen. Hello beautifuls, my name is Giselle, co-host of the Strong Sunflowers podcast and founder of G is for Growth. And today we're gonna talk about what I've learned in my 4-year situationship. Cause baby, we learned a lot. Let's jump right into it. Before we start, make sure that you subscribe to this YouTube channel. We talk all about growth here. And if that's what you're into, you'll love it here. First thing I wanna say is that the people that you meet in your life are mirrors of you for the most part. When I went to therapy and I got this revelation about my situationship. When we met, I had just gotten out of my marriage and he had just gotten out of a really serious relationship. So both of us, we were not ready to be in a relationship. Even though, again, that's my own baggage and trauma from just needing that validation of a relationship. So going from my marriage and then going into the situationship, like asking like, hey, what are we? Hey, what are we? Hey, what are we? That was my own stuff. But was I ready for a relationship? Hell nah. Was he ready for a relationship? Hell nah. And I feel like deep down, I already knew this, but I still pursued it as I wanted a relationship because and I just made a video on this, so go check that out where I talk about my situationship story and how it began. But I feel like because he became a safe space for me, it was just easy to just be in it, you know, while I was trying to figure out my own life. And I'm so glad that he was a safe space for me because I could have been out in these streets and have met a fuckboy and gotten all the way. The story could have been really different, baby. Real different. And even though back then I was living in my Delulu era, or for the last 2.5 years, I was living the first 2.5 years, I was definitely living in my Delulu era. One of the things that I learned is when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. And that's from Maya Angelou. Believe what they're telling you. People are clear, baby. People are clear. And again, I was in my Delulu era. It was a safe space for me. So I kept with the stuff that I now, as a 28-year-old woman, it would be like red flag. But because I wasn't the healed version of myself, it was okay because we were both broken together and in this growing space. But like he would be like, yeah, I'm still in love with my ex-girlfriend. Like I'm still trying to figure that out. And I'm like, okay, how can I support you? Like, hey, like how can I make this hurt a little bit less for you? It really became this impossible game that I was not gonna win because even though there was competition on my end, like there was really never any competition because baby, you can't compete where you don't stand. I was trying to compete with this woman that he was in love with and that he thought he was gonna marry, even though he wasn't trying to put me in that category, but I was putting myself in that category. So I was trying to do things, and not even because it was also genuine, you know, we really love each other and we're still friends to this day. We really love each other till this day too. So the things that I did was still genuine, but at the same time, I don't know what part of it was me trying to compete and show up and say like, hey, it was giving pick me energy. It was definitely giving pick me energy. And even though now, again, going through my own journey, knowing that I am an amazing woman, an amazing person, like I love deeply, I am loyal, I'm honest, I do things with value and character, and I show up authentically to every space that I'm in. Now I know that for sure. Now that shit is concrete as the motherfucking ground I'm standing on. And I'm so thankful for that. But I definitely needed to go through all of that to be able to be the person that I am today. And I'm so thankful for him being in my life. Like these 4 years have been so many years of growth. And I've learned so much. And I'm just so thankful that it wasn't just some random fuck boy. And God just really gave me the person that really mirrored and was kind of like in the same standstill in life as me. And we got to grow together. But like I said, I was in this pick me energy type of thing. And that definitely made me lose who I am and what I stand for and what I want. And I was just like, and I would always tell him, I'm in this limbo. I feel like I'm in a limbo. Like, I don't know. But I did know. I did know. I was just not ready to take that step. And one of the biggest things that I learned from this experience is like, you will never be enough for the wrong person. Like, you can bring them the sun, the stars, the moon, do everything for them, be the perfect woman, the perfect human, and baby, you're still not gonna get chosen. So from that experience, it's like, I need to choose me. I need to learn how to choose me, even when no one else chooses me. I'm still that bitch. I am chosen because I say I'm chosen. You know, I feel like I learned definitely, like, when I get into relationships, I become, even though I still love that about me, like I know the same thing that you love is the same thing that you hate. I love being submissive because I love my man to be able to lead and do all these things. But I became too submissive to a man that wasn't my man. To a man that was not my man. Baby, play your role. That's another thing I learned. Learn to play your motherfucking role. Whether you're in a situationship, whether you are just friends with benefits, whether you are in a relationship, whether you're a fiance, whether you're a wife. Know which role you're playing and play accordingly. Because if you don't play accordingly, that's, baby, you're gonna get your feelings hurt. And that, I'm talking from experience. You're gonna get your motherfucking feelings hurt because you're gonna be playing a role that is not your role to play, and you're not gonna be receiving the benefits of that role. That's like you being the CEO of Uber, but baby, no one, not a goddamn no one told you to be the fucking CEO of Uber. We already got one. But baby, you can do the work if you want, but we're gonna pay you like you drive for Uber. You're gonna be pissed because baby, you're putting all this work, but you're not getting compensated for it. And not saying that it 100% ties into that, at least in my experience, just because we had a great relationship and like I did things for him and he did things for me, you know what I mean? And we had a good partnership in that way. But when it came to romantic things, you know, again, what being in a relationship truly means in that partnership, emotionally, for me, it was not there. And I was giving emotional, like, again, I come from a marriage. So like I was giving emotional wife and he was not giving emotional wife or husband. He was giving like, baby, I'm trying to figure out my life. Like, you're just a girl I just met after my really serious relationship that I really wanted to be in. But now I'm not. So I'm like, damn. Straight to the freaking heart. But like being honest with yourself, you know, that self-awareness is so important. Self-aware is so important. That's another thing that I learned. Being self-aware of who you are, what you want, your triggers, where are your downfalls, where are your weaknesses, and making sure that you are able to speak on it to yourself so you don't end up in situations like situationships. It got to the point that I didn't even recognize myself. Again, I kept telling him like, I'm in this limbo. And like, it was just out of control. And for me, I do have an alter ego and her name is Big G, and I fuck hard with Big G. If you've ever met her, I mean, she comes on here all the time. I think this is more Giselle. G is for growth, but that G for growth, baby, she is who got me to where I am today. There's no sugarcoating with her. She tells you like it is. She doesn't fuck around. She's gonna hurt your motherfucking feelings. First of all, she don't give a fuck if you're not ready to hear him. She's gonna tell you regardless. And that's exactly what I needed. I feel like for my 26th birthday, I celebrated in Italy. I was in Capri. I'm on a freaking island, baby. I am on a yacht. I am having such a good time. But I remember before, when the clock struck 12, I was just bawling. I was just crying. And I'm like, my life is falling apart. I don't know what to do. Like, I'm in this relationship that's not a relationship, but I'm doing relationship shit. But he's not my man. He's not my partner. Like, what is going on? I was just like, so frustrated. And I was just like, I want to go home. And I remember, I'll never forget, I felt like, again, I believe that our higher self is a cumulation of all of ourselves. So big G for me is my higher self. She understands me in all the levels of my life, whether I'm in fear, I'm anxious, I'm depressed, I'm sad, all those things. Like, she can see me and meet me where I am. And I remember I felt love and I felt warmth, and I was like, you are home. My body is home. I'm always at home, no matter where in the world I am. And that's where, like, I went back to like the beginning of like, he became my safe space, but I need to be my safe space for myself, you know? So that was like, these last 2 years has been even more immense growth of like, okay, now I'm good to be able to stand on my own. Like, yes, he's still a safe space for me and I love him, but I have created my own safe space. So now I don't have to depend on that. I don't have to take bullshit, or I don't have to take things that I don't agree with. Like, I don't want to be in a situationship. Like, I want to be in a marriage, in a partnership. I want to start a family. That's the mentality I am right now. And 28-year-old me, bitch, I'm ready. Like, the Lord has told me that he's sending my husband my way, and I need to make fucking room for it. I need to make room for it. So guess what? I am making room for it. So no more situationship for me. Even though I love him, he has just set the bar for me for the next person. And baby, mind you, he's an amazing man. So the bar is the bar is pretty high, baby. So I'm just excited for my husband and my future in regards to that. I've learned that love is supposed to be easy, you know, and our love had easy moments, but everything else, because either our own traumas or our minds getting in the way, and like what could happen, what could be, whatever it is, like it was just not meant to be in that time. I don't know in the future. I don't know what God has stored for me, but I do know that love is supposed to be easy, because our love was easy, and it's still easy till this day. Like, he's my best friend. I freaking love him to death. I would do anything for that man. Like, we will forever be best friends, and definitely the dynamics will change. It's not like we'll be hanging out, but it's not someone that I would like erase from my life, you know, because there was so much growth and so much love, and he really taught me how to love. I know a lot of the things that I mentioned on here, like the last one that I was gonna say was about if he wanted to, he would, you know. And again, this is all about me and the way that I was coming into the relationship and the way that I viewed relationships to begin with. And I needed a title, I needed this, and he's like, hello, I just put all my shit on the table and I'm trying to figure out my life. And I'm like, well, I need a title, I need an answer, because that's what's gonna make me feel safe and to like let my guard down. And it doesn't have to be like that, you know. Now I'm in a space that, like, again, I wouldn't be in a relationship with someone that couldn't, or is not in a space to be in a relationship. Like, baby, I'm not begging, I'm not asking, it is what it is. You're not ready, I'm gonna keep it moving. I'm not gonna entertain this, because this is what happens when you entertain shit. Like, I'm not gonna sit around and wait for you to get your shit together. I'm just gonna keep it moving, because if I feel like my shit's together, I need to find someone that can match that level. I think our relationship taught me so much about the complexities of love, and like, even though love is so complex, it's supposed to be simple, like I said. And us being together really like helped me hone down on my communication skills, because in my marriage, which I've talked about this before, my communication skills were trash. I did not know how to communicate my feelings, and I would just bottle it up and then let it explode on my husband, which is not fair to him, it's not fair to our marriage, it's not fair to what we're trying to do. So I really honed that into our relationship, and we had amazing communication for the most part, I like to say, and I'm really thankful for that. I learned so many things about me that I didn't even discover in my marriage. Like, I had to discover after my marriage, and just looking back into it, and like, why did I do the things that I did, and like really analyzing and trying to figure out the why behind it, right? What love means to me, and why. Why does love for me need to feel safe, secure, loving? I need a space where I can totally be vulnerable to enjoy it. You know, why is that for me when other people can just be with other people and just be happy and have one night stands and all these X, Y, and Z's? Like, why is it for me so much different? Why is it for me such a heavy emotional give when I'm sharing my body with someone else? Like, beforehand, there's so much stuff that needs to be aligned for me to be in a space to enjoy what intimacy can give. What do I want in my relationship? I feel like growing up religiously, which I just made a video about this, growing up, they tell you like what it's supposed to look like, right? You go to church, you follow God, it's a man and a wife, and you have a whole bunch of kids, and that's it. But like, it's not true. Nothing is concrete. A relationship, you create the dynamics, you create how you want your relationship to be, how you expect it to be, your own rules and terms and conditions, you know, because at the end of the day, you're creating partnership. And when you're creating partnership, you are creating this life together. And a lot of relationships are based on ego, on control. And I know for sure, for a fact, that that's not what I want in my relationships moving forward. And I'm so thankful that he mirrored that to me. We loved each other through like sickness, hard times, bad times, even deeper times, mental exhaustion. You know, we have lived together so many experiences that make life like kind of shitty, but to know that someone can still love you through all of those things, it's an amazing feeling, and it definitely keeps my hope alive that my husband's out there and that my person is out there and that we can create the life that we want. The whole experience really helped me grow as a person, especially in how I view love, and I hope that you also grow and figure out what you want for your life. Figure out what love means to you, what relationship means to you, how you want your relationship to be, and just write your own terms and conditions, okay? Stop focusing on like what they tell you a relationship's supposed to be. Whatever works for you, and make sure you and your partner together can build a beautiful life. I love you guys, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Ciao.